$4,910,861 with just photos. The crazy thing is this is being done from anywhere in the world during your spare time with just a computer. So how is this guy making all this money with this beach photo? Well, can't you just go to beach photos on Google Images, take any beach photo, there's tons of them right here, and sell them? No, you can't. And in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the secret sauce on how you can use this tool called the public domain to literally generate money from anywhere in the world during your spare time with little to no money. If you're not familiar with the public domain, it consists of all creative work to which no exclusive intellectual property rights apply. Those rights may have expired, been forfeited, or expressively waived, or may be inapplicable. What does that mean? That means we can use all of this content for free without copyright infringement, without intellectual property infringement, without any type of plagiarism. We can literally use this stuff and we can sell it. And people are using this strategy right now to make a ton of money. All right, so we're gonna break this down in a few easy to follow steps. Step number one, you're gonna go to Google and you're gonna type in public domain pictures. Now there's a ton of these free ones that you can play around with. Sometimes you can get different photos from different websites. But the one that I'm going to use for this example is the publicdomainpictures.net. Now, when you go to publicdomainpictures.net, you can search for any type of photo that you're looking for. So in this example, we found the one on Etsy that's selling for big money of a beach. So we're going to go ahead and type in beach. Once we type in beach, you're going to see a ton of photos pop up, right? Now you're going to scroll through these and look for a photo that you think would sell. Now the key is you want to make sure that you find a high resolution or large size. That way it can be printed on large format things such as canvases. So the minimum size that you're gonna be looking for is 1,000 by 700. That's the key point. That way you can blow this thing up and you can put it on canvases and different types of prints, right? So I went ahead and found one that works just simply by scrolling down and looking through these. And this is the one I found. So if you scroll down here, you can see that the free download is 1920 by 1267. So this will work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and download this image for free right now. All right, so once you find that photo, you download that photo and you made sure that it's bigger than 1,000 by 700, then we're gonna go to photofilters.com. Now, once you get to photofilters.com, you're gonna click on File, Open, and you're gonna click on that image that you saved. Once you click on that image that you saved, what you're gonna do is simply scroll through these different filters and find a filter that makes this photo look enhanced or make it look the best. Now, there's not one that works better than the others. You're gonna have to play with this and use your judgment. So when you click on filters, it will pop up all the filters. Now, the one that I found, just to save us some time, was Her Majesty, I believe. And here you can see it's gonna enhance this in real time. So here you can see that the photo's enhanced, and I'm gonna click on Apply. Now this photo has been enhanced in one easy step, and now we're able to move on to the next step. Now there's other softwares that you can use that are free, like Lightroom, if you know how to use that, or you wanna learn how to use that, or you wanna have access to different options. You may even have Photoshop or something else and already have graphic editing or photo editing skills. That's something you can do as well, but this is just a quick, easy way to go ahead and do this. All right, so after you're done editing and choosing the filter that you like, you're gonna go ahead and click in the top left-hand side underneath File. You're gonna click on Save Image As, and then you're gonna choose .png for the highest resolution, and you're gonna save the image. Now, once the image is saved, then you're gonna go ahead and head over to Etsy.com. All right, so now that you're on Etsy, you're gonna go ahead and type in the actual name of the type of art or the type of picture that you used. So beach sunset or sunset art for this example, or whatever the one is that you're using, and you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna look for one that has decent reviews that looks similar, that's generating a decent amount of revenue. All right, so we're gonna use this one for the example, and here you can see that this one's done 9,924 sales. So if we pull up the calculator and we do 9,924 sales times $15.95, that brings us to $158,287. Not bad. All right, so your next step is to go to Printify and create an account, which is also free. Once you do so, you're gonna go ahead and click on Next Steps or go to the catalog, and you're gonna scroll down, and inside of Home and Living, you're gonna look for canvases, and we're gonna click on Start Designing, and we're gonna use that image that we just downloaded. So once you upload the image, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and stretch it to make sure that it fits the actual canvas so it doesn't look disproportionate or look funny. All right, so once you upload the photo, you're gonna have to play around with it with the different frame size. And again, if you go back and look at the examples that we have, they will actually tell you the canvas sizes, right? So if you go to size, you can choose the size and see what they're selling them for. You can also do a little bit of due diligence and research to see which sizes are selling more frequently, and that'll kind of gauge which one that you're going to use, right? So when you're selling these, you want to make sure that you make it similar. That way you can get the similar results, because if the ones that are selling are 22 by 15, you go make it 60 by 40, it's not going to work, right? So once you identify that, you can head back over here and you can choose the frame size by clicking on the drop down. And then you're going to have these dotted lines or these corrugated lines. And what you're going to want to do is click on this, and you're going to want to play with it and stretch it to where it fits, but to where the DPI doesn't go into the red. So if it's in orange or green, that's good. And you want to play with it and try to make it as small as possible, because the bigger you get, the worse the resolution is going to be, or the DPI, right? So you want to position it, make sure it makes sense, make sure it looks similar to the ones that we're using for our case study. And then once that's done, then you can go ahead and save your product. All right, so once you go ahead and click on publish, what it's going to do is it's going to do a few things. It's going to show you the mock-ups. It's going to give you a description that it's actually going to create that you can play with. And then it's going to give you variations as well as pricing. Now, the beautiful thing, when you get ready to list this on Etsy, you'll actually have stock photos that you can use. As you can see, it literally already pre-generates these photos that you can use, which is really nice. It'll also show you what it looks like. Now, scrolling down to the most important thing, which is the money, right? How much money can we make? This is where you're going to have to do your due diligence. You're going to have to do a little bit of market research. You're going to have to identify, and this is something that I recommend doing in the early stages. When you're doing your research, look in different niches, different categories, and see what photos are selling frequently and which ones have good profit margins. Look at the sizes that are selling, and the sizes, most importantly, not only that are selling, but also have good profit margins. The way you identify your profit margins is you literally go recreate the same image or something that you feel is better that can compete with it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to look at your cost. So here you can see for this 14 by 11 canvas that it is in stock, and our cost is $27.30. It shows you retail prices around $45.50. So if you can sell this at $45.50, your profit will be $18.20 or 40% profit margin. Now, if you click on this drop down arrow, you can play around with this, right? Now, here's a few things just in my experience. If you're at 33% profit margin, you sell 3 products, you double your money. However, you're not paying for inventory. So you have to think about it like this. How much money do you want to make? Obviously, the less expensive you are in the marketplace, the more competitive you can be, and the more product you can sell. So you have to identify, how can you take up market share? How can you be competitive, and how can you still make enough money? So let's just say that you want to make 35%. It will update your numbers and tell you what your numbers need to be. Let's say you want to be at 50% profit margins. It'll show you have to sell this product at $54.60. So again, just go back. Here's a few examples that we have saved here. Here's a 21 by 14. They're selling this for $58.25. So traditionally, if you were able to get this for $30, you'd be making over $20 profit. So think about it like this. If you're making $20 profit and you can sell 10 of these a day, you can make $200 a day. If you can sell 20 of these per month, you're making an extra $400 a month. And this is just with one image. Now, every single day, what if you were to spend an hour doing research to identify what photos are selling, what niches are working, and you just kept getting these photos, getting these images, and creating and building up your store? Well, if you have 100 different ones and each one is selling 1 per day, that can add up, right? And this is something that's very easy to do and something that you can do from anywhere in the world during your spare time with little to no effort and no money. All right, so the magic happens when you connect Printify with your Etsy store. Now, Etsy's free to create, so is Printify, and it's magic because Printify literally coordinates and connects with Etsy seamlessly. So it's super easy to go ahead and set up. It's all free, and what's gonna happen is you can create these canvases, you can come in and create the actual products, you can list them on Etsy, and then when people buy them, Printify is going to actually go ahead and fulfill the orders for you, so you don't have to hold any inventory, go out and pay for inventory, and essentially you're drop shipping them and you're making money around the clock. Now, there's a few different ways to actually get sales, because how are you going to compete with these people that have reviews, that have big stores, that have a name in the Etsy space, so on and so forth. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. And again, keep in mind when you're starting out, don't have unrealistic expectations starting out that you're going to sell 100 of these every single day. It is going to be a grind because it is free, right? You're not putting a ton of money into this. However, there are some unfair advantages that you can have when it comes to growing your Etsy store. So there's 2 ones that I'll give you, 2 tips. You have what's called SEO and organic SEO, which is search engine optimization. There's a few ways that you can make your Etsy store, increase your SEO in your Etsy store by using different types of search terms. That way it'll pop up in Google. For instance, if you make your description keyword rich, and on your keywords it's keyword rich, and it says like sunsets, beach sunset canvas arts, cheap canvas arts, whatever your search terms are, then what can happen is you can actually pop up in Etsy's search terms higher, and you can also pop up in Google. That's one way that you can do this. And the more clicks that you get, the more sales that you get, the more higher up you're gonna rank, right? So that's pretty much like just skimming the surface, because we could go on a whole nother video with this, but that's just one way that you can do it. Another way that you could do it is actually through paid advertising. I'll give you a few examples. Etsy actually has its own internal pay per click. So if you do have access to a little bit of money to go ahead and invest into this new business model, what you could do is you can go ahead and start Etsy ads and tell Etsy, hey, I want to spend $10 per day, and when people type in beach canvas art or sunset beach canvas art, I want to show my products, right? That's one way that you could go ahead and throw a little bit of money at this to accelerate your earnings. Another way is you could go ahead and you could get press releases, or you could go on blogs and you could pay them to actually publish your product. So let's say that you found a blog that specializes in home decor, and they did an article on home decor for beach homes, and then they just put your decor in there. People who have beach homes, who are interested in beach homes, who love beaches and beach decor, are going to read it, and then they're going to click on your link, and then they're going to buy it, right? You may be thinking that this model's burnt out. There's a ton of people that are absolutely crushing it with influencer marketing. Gary Vee and Damon John, who actually partnered with Iconic, and Iconic is absolutely crushing it. And they're just a huge print-on-demand store, right? There's tons of these different ones. What I will give you one last bit of advice is to try to think outside the box. What's something that you could do differently? Try to think about different niches. Try to think about different decor, different styles, different geographics and demographics. Think about things that have high demand that aren't really being served. Do your research. Be inside of the blogs. Do a lot of Google search and see what works the best. If you put the work in, you put the time in, you do your research, you build up your store, you get a large catalog, this is just gonna be free passive income. All right, cool, so I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, if you learned something new, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to the channel or you're returning to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. My team said that over 90% of you guys who watch the channel are not subscribed. Click that subscribe button right now and click the notification bell next to it. That way you're notified every single week when we drop new videos and we go live to do Q&A with you guys during the 30 Minutes with a Millionaire, because this is the #1 place to increase your income, your impact, and your influence. I'll see you in the next video.